Gluten morning bread buddies, how are we? We are back home. How has your week been? I realised that throughout all the vlogs that I did when I was away, I did not ask you your peak of the week and how you were doing. Maybe I did at the start, but I don't remember asking you what your peaks of the week were. And that's bad form. So let me know what your peak of the week has been. I love seeing them. It's just so nice to see like small or big moments that make your week. It brings me such joy. This week, so it's the first kind of like full week that we're back home. I can really get back into things. I say that, but then I'm actually going today to my sister-in-law's house for the rest of the week. It's Tuesday today, and for the rest of the week I'm going to be at her house. I'm house sitting for her, which is really useful because it just means before I would use it as a time to go into the office, but now I use it as an opportunity to go to like loads of like PR visits and events that I've been invited to, things like that. So we have a full week of various different things. Today we're actually going to an event with Daylesford farm. They have a shop in Notting Hill and it's their Christmas in July event. So that's the first event that we're going to tonight. And then tomorrow, a really exciting one. I was asked by the breast cancer team if I would come in and do a breakfast club for them. And I was like, absolutely, I'd love to do that. That'd be so much fun. If you've been here for a while, you'll know that I used to do it for my work, where I would, with the office managers, do a breakfast club. We'd come up with a theme, I'd prep a load of stuff, we'd bring it in, we'd make it a really lovely event for everyone. And I am so excited to be able to start doing things like that for charities. It's just going to be the best day. So I'm doing a little bit of prep for that today, actually. Let me get my recipe cards. So because I'm going to my sister-in-law's tonight, the breakfast club at breast cancer is tomorrow morning. So I thought I just need to cook everything right now, really. They're going to get a few things in. I think they're going to get things like granola, yogurt, things like that. But I'm going to do 4 different bakes, and I've just got on the go some grated courgette, jalapeno, cheddar was actually like a 4 cheese. I put like various different cheeses in it. Biscuits, because when we're in the US, I had biscuits so many times that, oh my God, well, they're essentially a scone. They're delicious. They're a little bit flakier, and you know how scones can be a little bit claggy? They're not like that at all. They're very flaky, very buttery. So I've got a batch of those in the fridge chilling down before I turn them out and finish making them. It's a Justine Snacks recipe. I'll link the recipe below, but I've tweaked it to add in courgette. So I've swapped out the carrot for courgette. I've added in 25 grams of chopped jalapenos, just like those jarred ones that you get. Instead of the salt, I used some everything bagel seasoning. What else did I swap out? Oh yeah, and I added some cheese. I've times the batch by 4, so I'm just trying to work out. I did like 500 grams of cheese for like all 4 batches. I'm so bad at maths, but I think per batch that's 125 grams of cheese that I've added into it. So we'll see if that works. So I've just made the dough. It's chilling down in the fridge at the moment, and I'm going to like pat it out and bake it. I'm also going to try and do some granola bars that I haven't done before. They're like a date, almond, cranberry kind of vibe. They're a no-bake one as well, so I'm interested to see how they'll work out. We'll do those ones in a second. And then I'm also going to do some blueberry muffins. Again, this is a Justine Snacks recipe. She's just my go-to. If you aren't necessarily a cookbook person, you find all your recipes online, and you like baking, Red Currant Bakery and Justine Snacks are like the 2 that are my, and I mean, Jane's Patissiere is always quite good for things like cookies and classic things like that. But if you want something a little bit more different, a little bit more interesting flavours, Justine Snacks and Red Currant Bakery, amazing. Also Matt Adlard, he's British. He's not even a food content creator, he is a chef. He is great for like really technical bakes. So if you want to do eclairs and things like that, and again that like just really specific, more elegant things, Matt Adlard is an amazing person to look at. And then if you want like just interesting flavours and like interesting bakes, Justine Snacks and Red Currant Bakery are just my go-to. I'll link them all below. So this is another Justine Snacks recipe, her blueberry muffin. And actually, she's done so many different variations of this muffin recipe. She has like her base recipe, and then she'll do different flavours in it. So I know that this one is a winner. So we're gonna do like blueberry muffins with this lemon, ginger, sugar, oat topping. And then the last thing I'm going to do, a really simple like puff pastry, pesto, feta, little tartlet things. I think we might even do those now. I always find this kind of pastry so simple to do. If you're hosting a barbecue and you want to have some things like, yeah, sausage rolls, pastries, some little things that aren't just salady bits, this is my kind of like go-to thing that I'll do. And it's essentially like you can just spread some pesto on the base of it, crumble on some feta, egg wash, bake. So easy, so cheap. So we'll just get these ones out the way now. Sometimes when I'm doing different bakes, like the blueberry muffins, the biscuits, I haven't actually tried any of these other recipes before. So I kind of just want to have something that is a fail-safe, you know, in case the others go horribly wrong, we've at least got something. And then it's literally a case of just rolling it out. And I'm gonna like cut out little squares. I always find as well with puff pastry, if you bring it out of the fridge a little bit sooner, it stops it from having that crack on that seam bit. So I think I'm going to do them that kind of size. So we've got these little pastry squares like that, and then I'm going to create a little scored box in between this, so like not going through to the whole side, and that'll just like mean that the puff can come up around it. Can you see that? Like that. Prick that with a fork, and then we can go in with some pesto, sprinkling of feta, egg wash it. That should be it. You'll have like saltiness from the feta, like pepperiness from the pesto. It shouldn't need any extra seasoning. I do have some sun-dried tomatoes. I could put, that might be quite nice actually, to put a sun-dried tomato on the centre of each as well. I'll see how I feel. And there's going like a tablespoon or so of pesto in between that little box that we've got. I also think with these kind of things you can't really overfill because no one wants a really dry bit of pastry, so go in with more than you think. And we'll go in with a sprinkling of feta over that, and then I think I will do that bit of sun-dried tomato on top of that. I think that'll actually be quite nice. There's a little bit of contrast in colour. So we have 2 trays done here, just on an egg wash, a little bit of black pepper over the top as well. So that was 1 sheet of puff pastry and about half a jar of pesto and half a thing of feta. So if you did do something like this for a barbecue, I think it's just like a really nice, easy way to do a little nibble, a little snack, little picnic thing. Get on, do those, and then we will do these granola bars and see how they turn out as well, which I'm really excited for these, because if these are good, I'm doing the 3 Peaks challenge soon. I don't even know when. I need to start like properly training for it. Let me know if you want to see training for that, because I feel like it's gonna be a bit of an intense one. I love walking anyway, but up hills, I'm not really used to, so I feel like I need to be going to the gym and going on the stepper quite a lot to get used to that kind of incline. And if these are good, then I was thinking of making batches of these to take with me on that hike. But I'll get these into the oven. I'm going to put them in for like 13 minutes. I don't think they'll need long. Get on with the rest of them, and then we can do the granola bars. These are all baked now. Look how good they look, considering they're like 4 ingredients. Let's do the granola bars. This makes 10, so I'm thinking, do I double or triple? Maybe let's triple. And it's all by cup measurements as well. 2 cups of oats, which will be 6 cups of oats. We're gonna triple this. Hopefully I've got enough of everything else. We'll soon find out. I think the nice thing about granola bars is that you can chuck stuff in if you run out of something to like bulk it out. So we'll do 6 cups of oats. And then we need half a cup of chopped almonds. These are super roughly chopped. I quite like it. You know the Kind cereal bars, granola bars? I really like the fact that those ones you get like massive chunks of pretty much like always like whole almonds. So I'm leaving some of them like pretty chunky. That's the biggest bit that we're going for. So I think the dates in this I should blitz up with the things like the honey, vanilla, and peanut butter to create more of a paste so it combines together. So we need 4 cups of chopped dates, so like 1 cup if you're doing a single batch of this. I'm going for like really good quality ones, these medjool dates. NutriBullet here full of the dates. And then into this, we're gonna do half a cup, so 2 cups of peanut butter. This recipe does say smooth, but we're gonna go in crunchy because that's what we have. My NutriBullet kept on giving out, so I've got some big chunks of dates in there and some smooth bits. But that's fine, I think actually the texture will be quite nice. And then we need a 1/4 cup of honey, so that's a full cup. I think that's pretty much a full cup in there. So I'm just gonna go in with all of this. Half cup of cranberries, so 2 cups. I mean, I have 2 packs of cranberries. So we'll just do the 2 packs of cranberries. And let's put in some vanilla bean paste, tablespoon. 4 big pinches of flaky salts. Kind of winged most of this, so let's see if this actually works out. Because this mix, now I'm going to pat it into a tray, put it into the freezer and just let it set. And then what I'll do is, probably tomorrow morning, I'll cut them into squares and individually wrap them into some baking paper. I've unfortunately run out of time to do the blueberry muffins that I wanted to do, which is a real shame because I wanted to have more than just like more than one sweet thing. So we've got the granola bars, the feta pesto puffs, and the cheddar jalapeno courgette biscuit things. So yeah, I kind of wanted to have like a 4th thing, but unfortunately I just don't have time, and I've got to go into London because I've got the Daylesford event to go to. Bit of a shame, but it's fine. I'm doing this all kind of like ad hoc for them anyway. Like this isn't like a paid thing. So they were very much like, look, just do whatever you feel like doing. And they were even over the moon about the fact that I was going to do 3 or more. So I think 3 items will still be fine. But like when you just have a plan and you're like, oh, I wish I could have fit that in. If I wasn't going into London for an event this evening, I definitely would have been able to do them in time. And the thought did cross my mind, shall I contact the Daylesford people and say I can't make it because I have another commitment that's run over? But I thought, no, let's leave it as it is. It's fine. 3 items will be more than enough. I hope so. Anyway, I really hope so. Anyway, so I'm just in the shed getting my little granny trolley thing. I use this whenever I've had to take things into London. It's super useful. So I'm just going to pile everything into this. I've got my suitcase as well that I'm going to be taking in to my sister-in-law's house. We'll pile this up with all the stuff. Oh, let me show you the final bits. Okay, so we have in here the biscuits, which are just looking so good. Very happy with those. I've just packed them up like this because they're still cooling down, so I won't put the lid on them. I'll just put them in the car like they are, like this. And then when I take them to the offices tomorrow, they can just go in there. And then these need to go into the freezer when I get to my sister-in-law's. So again, I can just put them in like that in the car. And then we have those puff pastry bits there. Good morning, guys. I'm now at my sister-in-law's, just about to head out and go to the breast cancer offices. The granola bars have turned out okay, I think. What I've done is I put them into the freezer yesterday when we got in, but then when I got back from the Daylesford event last night, I moved them into the fridge because I thought if they're too hard, I won't be able to slice them up. So I managed to slice them up into bars like that. So I've done a few of them like that so we can have them laid out on a table. I don't actually know what the setup's going to be like, but I hope we're going to be able to lay everything out like we used to at my office, maybe with like a brown piece of paper and write things on there. I'm not sure what they'll have. But then also some of them I wrapped up into little parcels like that. People can take away and put by their desks and things like that. So I've got quite a few of them, which I'm very happy about. I think that these will look really good. Put those in my little old lady trolley. Let me show you as well what I got at the Daylesford event. This is actually the first event that I went to where it felt more like it was for journalists and press rather than influencers, which is really nice because I don't know what it is about. I don't know if it's like a point of my cycle, but yesterday and I'm predicting that this week I'm probably not going to be feeling my best. Oh, I've got my sister-in-law's cat here. That's the whole reason I'm here. I'm cat sitting for them. But yeah, I don't know what point of my cycle it is, but I just don't feel great. I think it's the bit where you're about to menstruate, and yesterday was one of those days I was stressing quite a bit, and I was really concerned that if it was going to be a proper event, because they did say on the invite that there'd be biscuit decorating with the company The Biscuiteers. I was like, oh god, is it going to be one of those ones where I'm going to have to really gear up the social side and be really like networking, all that kind of stuff. But actually it was just in the back of their store and they had just everything laid out for what they're offering over Christmas. Which, by the way, if you like getting someone hampers, if you want to send someone a hamper, have a look at the Daylesford ones, because I actually didn't realise how many they had. I'd probably automatically go to Harrods and I know, or Fortnum and Mason, you know, everyone wants a Fortnum and Mason basket, don't they? But the Daylesford ones look really good and some really like varied price points. I think there's one there for like £45 as well. So if you want to treat anyone to a hamper over the festive period, there's one which was, it was quite pricey, it was £120, but it was called the 12 Days of Christmas. They can open up something each day. So if you wanted to treat someone, might be worth looking at. Let's see what's in the thing. I haven't actually looked at this. I don't know what's in this goodie bag just yet. We've got 5 minutes before I have to leave. So we've got a card here. Ooh, what does that mean? You're invited to a Daylesford Stays Christmas. I think this is going to be like a invite to stay with them. Stop. Stay with us this Christmas. At the bell? No, stop it. Shut up. What? Embrace festivities with guided Christmas walks, carols. Please don't say this is an actual invite. Is this just a, oh, you can do this? This is, surely that's not an invite, is it? I think this is just showing what we can do. This here, the Bell, really, really great restaurant. Really recommend this one. The Bull, and also the Fox here, that's a good one too. I'm trying to think if they're the people that I know. Because like Lawrence knows a couple of people in the Cotswolds area that own the Bell in Langford. I was getting so excited then. I thought that would be an actual, like, here's a voucher to come stay with us. Oh, okay. How nice is that? A little embroidered, felted Christmas decoration. That's gorgeous. I love Christmas decorations so much. These are cashew butter snowballs. They actually had those laid out at the event last night, but I didn't get a chance to try one, so I'm excited to actually try those. And then the final thing, oh, I'm really glad this is included. This here, gingerbread old fashioned. Lawrence is going to love that. I actually had a sip of this last night. It's like a ready-made cocktail. I might see if I can recreate this as well. I'll link the video below, but I've fat washed whiskey before with, what did I do it on with TikTok? It was peanut butter fat washed bourbon, and then you can use that to make cocktails and stuff. And essentially what you do is you lay on a tray a load of peanut butter, and then you pour the bourbon over that and just let it sit in the fridge, and then the bourbon infuses with the taste of the peanut butter, and then you can make peanut butter old fashions. Amazing cocktails. It's so good for like a Christmas gift or a birthday gift as well. So I was actually thinking when I was drinking that last night, I was like, I could make my own gingerbread whiskey to then do cocktails around Christmas time. But that little bottle, stash that away, and that'll be one of Lawrence's Christmas gifts. Okay, let's hop on the bus, head over to the breast cancer office. I'm a little bit nervous, actually. I don't know what to expect, and I'm getting a little bit of social anxiety, so fingers crossed everything will be okay. Here's our little spread. So we've got some like cakes here. These are bits that I made. So those are the pesto and feta pastries. What are these?
These are white chocolate and raspberry.
Yeah. Stop. They look incredible.
It's a new recipe. Let me try a new one.
No, they look good. Yeah, they've got a good height to them. We have the granola bars and then the biscuits there. I'm back from the offices. I never actually know how much I'm able to capture at these kind of events, especially as it's the first one. I always get a little bit of content stage fright, especially with vlogging, like because brands that normally invite me to these things, they find me through TikTok and Instagram, and it's very rare that they know that I YouTube as well. So I always get a little bit of stage fright, and especially when I'm trying to capture lots of different content as well. The good thing about this is that it was a no obligation situation. Obviously, I said to him, I was like, I'm going to be posting about this because I want to share the good work that you guys are doing. But it's not a paid job at all. It's just a charity that I really want to support. I was under no like contractual obligation to capture anything, but I wanted to capture stuff. I wanted to do a TikTok of the day to show this is, you know, how the breakfast ended up, and this is how you can also get involved if you want to do it. I'll put the link to all of this below as well, so if you do want to host, it was in aid of their afternoon tea campaign that they do, so you can sign up and get one of their packs where you can get like bunting and QR codes people can donate. And I think if you're planning on hosting a breakfast or having some pals over, I think it's really nice to, there's no harm in signing up to these things and maybe saying to people, look, instead of bringing me a bunch of flowers, could you donate to this, or, you know, offset the cost that I've put in of hosting and donate to this charity. I think that's quite a nice way of doing it, because then it means that if people don't want to come with their arms swinging but they still want to do something to say thank you for you hosting, it's a good way of doing it. What we did decide though is in October they have a pink day, and we're going to be doing another one, but a more Breakfast Club one. I said we could do on their big kitchen island a toast station, and I could do a pink sourdough. I'm going to do some recipe testing on that, because I was thinking, how do I do it? And I think beetroot powder is the way that I'm going to have to do that one. So I thought, yeah, we could do some pink sourdough. I could do more like sourdough buns and stuff. I wanted to do that for this one, but I didn't have enough time because we were away. I didn't have enough time to get my starter back up to full strength because we were away for so long. I really want to give it a good week of daily feeds just to kickstart its activity a little bit, and I just didn't have the time to do that and then bake for this one. But anyway, October we're going to do another one, which I'm really excited for, and I said to them, like, keep me updated. I really want to support what you guys are doing. I love my Warm Space charity that I support as well. I think it's just really nice. I said to them, at the end of the day, I'm obviously sharing recipes and content with my amazing community, with you guys, but I think we all get a feeling of purpose. Unless if you're doing something really like life-saving, I think everyone feels this way, where they have flickers of moments in their life where they go, what's the point? What am I contributing? And I felt a little bit of a shift of that, especially with going full-time with my content, because it can feel that way. It can feel a little bit like it's so lovely to share good food. And I think the food waste thing is like a major thing for me, because that really does help people with reducing their food waste, making the most of what they've got, not throwing things out, and seeing the beauty in like smaller, lesser ingredients. So I feel really good about sharing that element with you guys. But to be able to do things with charities is just lovely. And actually it's really good to be back in an office. Their office is such a lovely vibe. I don't get me wrong, like I don't miss like working in an office, but I miss everything that comes along with working in an office. Those like water cooler moments and hosting my breakfast clubs for my team. It was really nice to feel that again. Stay tuned, October we're going to be doing another one. I popped into Planet Organic on the way home, mostly out of laziness. I had that trolley bag with me and I'm really shattered. I do think it's part of my cycle where I feel really drained. I feel really tired all the time. I think we all get it. I was feeling a little bit like, oh, can't bother to go to Tesco. So I popped into Planet Organic on the way back. I bought 5 things and it cost £16. I don't know, like, I have myself to blame, but let me give you a mini haul of the 5 things I bought. I really feel like some breakfast tacos. So I got some tortilla wraps. I was actually really hoping for some smaller, either corn ones, like proper corn authentic tortillas, or some like more like pillowy soft ones, but that's the best they had, which I was surprised at, actually. I thought they'd have more than that. I also got some avocado hummus. So I thought I'd do a toasted wrap, like I'll put it on the gas burner to get a little bit of colour, then put some avocado hummus on top of it. And then, this was a bit of daylight robbery, but I do love tofu. This sounded quite interesting. Some of these tofu fillets, Japanese style. So I think they're like, what's the ingredients? I don't know. We'll have to see what kind of, it looks like it's marinated though. So that's like £4 for those 2 small slivers. Again, it's my own fault. Like, I chose to do this. I could have walked to Tesco. It's not far. I love sprouts, so I got some of these alfalfa and broccoli sprouts, and then some good quality eggs. So I was thinking I'm essentially just going to toast a tortilla wrap. Then I'm going to pan fry some of this tofu, do a fried egg, and then have like the tortilla wrap, the avocado hummus, tofu, fried egg, sprouts. That's my plan. So like 5 ingredient breakfast, brunch, pretty simple. And I feel like that will keep me going until I decide what I'm going to do later, you know? just had a little bit of a refresh, change of clothes, and I'm popping out because I need to actually go pick up Oishi from Lawrence. Lawrence is in London for like a team day, but then he's going and sign writing all over the weekend in a different place, like in Oxford. So we need to do this like weird handover of Oishi where I'm going over to Greenwich to go meet him on his team day, pick up Oishi, and then Oishi's going to spend tonight and tomorrow night with me in London. Then we're going to drive home and be back at home then, or it's going to be back in a couple of days. Bit of a weird logistical thing that we had to work out. On the way, let's go to Popham's. It is one of my favourite bakeries ever. If you're in Islington, I think they also have one now in Hackney. It's incredible. Their pastries are insane, the food's amazing. The particular one in Islington as well has this great shop attached to it as well. So I thought we'll go there, grab a coffee, grab a pastry. There's one particular one which, if you ever go, you need to get. It is the bacon maple swirl. Croissant pastry with rashers of bacon on the inside, swirled together with this like beautiful, lovely maple soaked goodness in it. It's so good. So let's go to Popham's now and secure said pastry. I actually went for a couple I've got here. This is like the Marmite one. They're warm as well, which is so good. So this is the Marmite and Leek, I think this one is. And the one that we came here for, this is the bacon maple one. I was just going to go for this. This is like £6.50 for this one and £6.20 for that one. They're just so good. There's also here a really nice shop as well, full of like little homeware bits, fancy pantry bits if you wanted to get someone a gift. Really good. Like, it's just such a lovely vibe as well. Like, there's nice like tables outside. I think if you came here on the weekend, I've walked past before, and you have to be pretty lucky to be able to secure a table. I guess because it's a cafe, coffee shop, people do churn round pretty quickly, but the vibe today is a lot calmer than it can be at the weekends. But I still really recommend, if you can come here, especially on like a midweek time, definitely do, because it's so chill. And they also have a sign, I only just noticed this, where it says there's laptop friendly hours, which are like Monday to Thursdays, so you could come here and work as well, which is always quite nice too. Oh, such good coffee as well. It's like very, very well roasted. They do a flat white perfectly, and the notes of the coffee are really like caramelly. Like, if you love coffee shops, pastries, it's my favourite place, it's so good. One of the funniest things about doing content, and I just filmed a TikTok of eating those pastries, I'll put a link below if that's up already. One of the funniest things about doing this, and the questions I get from people about if they want to start doing content and they're a little bit nervous about it, and what do they think about people judging them, things like that. You'd be surprised about actually how many people, strangers, cheerlead you and want to know what you're doing on an excited level. I just filmed that TikTok, and guy on the table, he was just like, oh my goodness, what you're doing, it sounded like that was a great review, what's your handle? And then him and I just end up having a chat for like 10 minutes about why he's in London, what he's doing, gave him all these recommendations. And it's just so funny, I think, because I think when you start doing content, it's so nerve-wracking. You're putting yourself out there and you're so worried, or you can be so worried about what people are going to think of you filming in public. But if you're, I think especially if you're confident with it, if you're confident, you're articulating yourself well, you're showing that you're not scared, nervous, embarrassed with what you're doing, it actually breeds people being interested in what you're doing and being excited for you and just having like a nice connection. I genuinely think, and I said this on the New York vlog as well when I had dinner at Bonnie's, when I'm solo, I meet so many people through doing it. They see what I'm doing, we end up having a chat, and that's what just happened there, really nice. But now I am a little bit late to go pick up Oishi. The exchange of the small child is done, here he is. In his little bag. It felt a lot like when parents may do, like divorced parents may do an exchange of children. It was very much like, here he is, off you go, I'll see you on Tuesday. We're gonna head back, have the evening, just me and Oishi, gonna do a bunch of editing, do a little bit of work. We'll see you tomorrow. Gluten morning, we are back home. I had another day at my sister-in-law's, but I just spent the whole day editing and just doing a little bit of like admin. There was nothing exciting to update you on. I did go, actually, I lie. I did go for dinner with Cara. I've done a TikTok on it. We went to a place called Bebe Bob. It was a PR visit on her part. This is like the great thing about being friends with other food content creators, is that we both have all these PR visits in our back pockets. Cara had one for Bebe Bob, which is in Soho. I personally will only say yes to things that I will genuinely like go after and book myself. And I know that Cara does the same thing. But you just never know how these visits are going to go, because essentially they're asking you to come along to promote it. So it's not going to be the same as if you decided to go to a place. But it was so good. If you're after a real special place, either to take someone for their birthday or a date night, 100% recommend. It was actually quite Mayfair-y vibes inside. A lovely aesthetic. Our server, Kenny, and Michelle, they were both incredible. And again, I never know if it's because we're there to be reviewing, we both have got our phones out, but we had a great time and we're having such a laugh with our server Kenny. He was amazing. And yeah, if you're looking for a place to treat yourself, treat someone you love, really, really recommend it. It's a very much like a fried chicken and caviar place, but super upscale. So we started off with, they gave us a shot of vodka. Actually, they brought over a martini for us along with the drink that we actually ordered, which I thought was just great, a nice little surprise. It's kind of limoncello-y. So if you're not a super martini person, which Cara isn't actually, this kind of converted her. And they do it in these little small glasses, because I feel like sometimes with martinis, they can be too much. I love martini. I'm obviously not drinking a lot. So I'm on Roaccutane, which some of you may know, and it's a drug for acne and it's really, really difficult on your liver. You shouldn't binge drink on it. I'm not a binge drinker anyway. I reset my relationship with alcohol about 2-3 years ago now, and I just don't get drunk anymore. I love a good glass of wine. That is just my vice, especially skin contact wines, things like that. But I've been having regular monthly blood tests just to check in to make sure that my liver is okay, because I have been having the odd glass of wine here and there. We have a rule, well, I have a rule in the house where we don't open wine really in the house. If we're hosting, we will, but a Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, we don't crack open a bottle like we used to. But we will have, well, I will have a glass of wine when we go out to a restaurant. I've just been really on top of having blood tests, because when you're on Roaccutane, you actually only need to have the blood test every 3 months, but I've been doing them every month just to make sure, because I am having your glass of wine. I want to make sure that my liver's okay. And because I love butter and eggs, and another thing it can impact is your cholesterol. So I've just been doing those blood tests just to make sure everything's coming back completely normal. So we're all good. A little bit of a ramble there about a disclaimer about the fact that I had some drink at Bebe Bob. But normally I love a martini, and my go-to order is a dirty martini. But I do even find, me as a martini lover, a full glass is too much. So they brought them over in these tiny little, almost like dessert wine glasses. Just absolutely perfect. If you want to test out if you like martinis, I just think it was like the perfect size. So they brought over that kind of like, it was like a limoncello-y martini. They make this lemon cordial that they put with it. So it's a really good gateway drug to seeing if you like martinis. And then they brought over, without us ordering, they brought over another glass of vodka, like ice cold, straight up vodka in one of those little thimble dessert wine glasses, and a bump of caviar. So if you've not had caviar before, you're not supposed to use metal with it because it interacts with the, I don't know, like the full science behind it, but it can mess up the taste of the caviar, like real caviar. I'm not talking about the lump roe that you can get in the supermarket, like proper caviar. And you're supposed to either use it on your skin or use like pearl spoons. So you can scoop it out with a pearl spoon and put it onto your skin. So you're supposed to have a sip of the vodka, have the whole bump of the caviar, and then have the vodka again. Oh, if you are not sure if you like caviar, or if you like I say, it's just such a nice experience. It's such like a fun thing to do if you're wanting to do something a bit special, and especially if you want to try caviar if you're not sure of it, go to Bebe Bob, because that bump and vodka, there's two different options. There's a £15 one, which is a certain quality of caviar and then a £20 one. I think they gave us the £20 one. It was so creamy, lovely and salty, kind of like how nori can taste, but just like the most beautiful mouthfeel. Like 100% recommend. And then the food after that was incredible as well. Quite a nice condensed menu as well, which I really like. I like it in restaurants. Don't go, blah, here's everything. 4 starters, 4 mains, 4 sides. Perfect. All things like fried chicken and caviar, fried chicken burger and caviar. There's even a vegan schnitzel one, and my friend Seps, he's got an amazing food content page. He's plant-based. I walked in and I went to the toilet straight away, and then as I came out of the toilet, Seps was like, hi. And I was like, well, I'm really surprised to see you because the menu is caviar and fried chicken. But apparently the vegan schnitzel there is great. He wasn't even there on a PR. He was there by himself as a paying customer. So if you're plant-based, apparently the vegan schnitzel is divine and worth going to, even though the restaurant is mostly chicken. So yeah, so Cara and I had the most amazing meal. Cara's just amazing. I have found such a great friend in her. Her vibe is brilliant. If you don't follow her, highly recommend. She does amazing food reviews. Love her to pieces. She's great. So back home now, and it's so nice, isn't it, to come home? And as lovely as it is being in central London, I'm so fortunate because my sister-in-law lives in Islington, and to be able to be in such a central place, I'm so grateful. But there's nothing quite like coming home and getting back to your own creature comforts, isn't there? I wanted to show you something. So I popped into Anthropologie. There's a couple of things I want to show you actually. I had a little bit of a mooch around the shops, just one of my favourite things to potter around, and I popped into Anthropologie, and I've been really wanting to get the Gustav Wyman mugs for a while, where it comes with its own little like coaster. Lawrence actually said that he'd get me a set of 4 for my birthday, one of my birthday presents, and I was trying to decide which ones I wanted, if I even wanted the mugs, because the plates are amazing. The problem with Gustav Wyman stuff is just I just want all of it. They do amazing tall cups as well. I just want it all, and they're all so expensive. So still trying to work that out. But when I was in Anthropologie, I saw these. Look at these mugs, and they come with this little coaster. Like, it is so Gustav Wyman coded. These were £12 each. I got quite small ones. They do a larger size as well. So if you're more of a mug drinker for your tea or coffee, the larger size would be better. But I have quite small amounts of coffee. Like I like a flat white or a cortado amount of coffee. So for me, these are perfect. So I got this colour here, this colour combo as well. This one I think is my favourite. I love this colour combination so much. They're all very like Wes Anderson vibes, aren't they? This blue and yellow, very good. So I got 4, and then the final one was this one there. I am normally quite a big person on having sets of 6 to 8 of things, but I had a voucher to use, so I thought I'll just get them for now, and if I do fall in love with them, then maybe I'll get more. But annoyingly, there's not another 2 colourways, so I might just wait to see, or I might look online. Maybe there is 2 ones, and they just didn't have them in that store. Completely obsessed with those. And the other things I wanted to show you, I'll take you into the dressing room. I actually did a massive wardrobe clear out as well. I got home, and you know, like when you're in one of those moods to just get rid of everything. I was in one of those moods, and I just thought there's so much stuff I have here that doesn't spark joy anymore. Things are just accumulating. So how many bags did I end up filling up? I think it's 5 bags. Granted, they were small bin bags, but 5 bags of clothes I ended up filling up. And actually I've got one other bag here. These are all like good quality brands. So I've got things like things from COS, Whistles, Olend, the bag brand. So thinking with this stuff, I'm actually going to put that on Vinted. All the other stuff that I got rid of, it's just, there's no point in putting on Vinted because it'd be worth like £3 and the hassle of like posting it, like pictures as well, like actually putting it on the app as well as then physically posting it, not worth it. But that stuff I think I'll put on there, so keep an eye. I'll put a link on my Instagram stories when I do put all that on Vinted if you're interested in any of it. They did a big clear out, but the 2 things I wanted to show you, when we were in New York, I I full on treated myself on that trip. I bought that Chanel Chanel rucksack. Then when Lawrence and I were doing a day pottering around, he was in APC. It's a lovely French brand, really spenny, but lovely. And they were having a sale on. And Lawrence was buying a couple of bits. And I was like, oh, there has been a bag that I've had my eye on for a while. I'm just going to see it. I got it. It was half off. This is the bag here. So this was still quite pricey. It was like $300. So how much is it full price? Yeah, it's $595 full price. This is the Vagine flat bag. Vagine? Vagini. I don't know how we say this. And I am actually slightly a little bit annoyed because I'm more obsessed with this than I am with the Chanel. The Chanel is obviously beautiful, but this, I feel like because it's less monetarily precious, I feel more confident wearing this on a day-to-day basis. But it's like a Mary Poppins bag. It fits so much stuff in there. I'm able to fit my phone. So I've got my normal phone and my content phone. I've got my vlogging camera. What else do I normally take with me as an essential? I normally take battery pack with me. I always have a bottle of water with me. And I normally always have a reusable bag as well in my handbags. And this fits all of that in there beautifully, perfectly. I am fully obsessed with it. So there's an APC down the road from my sister-in-law's house, and they have the same sale on, and I just walked in there for a little bit of fun, just to, you know, like sometimes when you want to go into a nice shop just to feel a little bit fancy. And that's kind of what I was doing. I was actually having a bit of a down day. I felt a little bit rubbish, and I thought, oh, if I go in here and just like touch some nice things, I'll feel better. And I ended up going, oh, this is a good bag. I didn't buy it then and there, actually. I ended up going back the next day to get it, but there was another bag on sale, and I was like, oh, this is also really good. This one here. So I went back the next day and I actually had all the stuff in that bag, and I said, can I just try and fit all my stuff in this bag? Because the amount of times I've bought bags and they seem perfect, but then when you put all your essentials in there, they don't fit them all in there, or you have to do a real Tetris job to fit them all in, is ridiculous. So I was like learning from past Hope, and I decided, can I just like put them all in there? And she's like, yeah, sure, like fill your boots. So I did that, and again, it's like a Mary Poppins bag. This is so good because also, I've probably shown you guys this one before. I have this bag from M&S, which is one of my go-to evening bags, especially when we go on holiday. And again, this is very much a Mary Poppins bag. It just fits, it fits everything in there. It's so good. And the same with this. And it's just such a beautiful leather. The structure of it is insane. So I treated myself to this. If you're in the market for a new handbag, highly recommend having a look at APC, especially these two bags. Oh, what one's this called? This is in sale as well. This was £235. Not cheap, but genuinely feel like I'm going to get so much use out of it. So this is the, it's the Vagine. I don't know if that's how you say it. Maybe it's Vagini. This is the Vagini shoulder bag. They also have it in brown as well. So if you prefer a brown handbag, you can get it there. And that's other one that I have, they've got it in the sale in a light blue, but they also have it in black, brown. I think those are the only colours that I saw. And then something else I got, because I had a pair of shoes from H&M. I've been on the hunt for this style of shoe for ages. It's well, I'll show you it. But I bought a pair from H&M and they were lovely, loved them to death, but the leather on them was so tough that it cut my feet to shreds. So I took them back and I was like, look, I know I've worn these, but I can't wear them anymore. They are horrifically painful. Can I get a faulty return on these? And they did. H&M are great. But as I was in the area, I went into Next and I found the exact same style for £30, and the leather of them is so much softer. They're these. I've just been after a pair of shoes like this for so long. I think they're so chic. Oh my god, these ones are so much more comfortable. The leather on them is actually soft. So these are them here. I just love them so much. So comfy. So I was very happy with those couple of purchases. I mean, it's a little bit counterintuitive, isn't it? Filling up 5 bags of things and then buying more things, but they're like, especially that bag, that's gonna be a lifetime bag that I will absolutely love. Both the cats are outside and I feel like one of them might be antagonizing the other one. Look at this, what are they doing? What are you two doing? The black and white one is the daughter of the tabby one, and I swear she just antagonizes her all the time. I'm gonna make a coffee. I'm trying to work out which of my new mugs to use. I used this one yesterday, and actually I was just looking at them, and this one is like, you can't really see here, but it's a tiny bit bigger than the rest of them, which is a bit bizarre. But I used this one yesterday, so this one's had some airtime. I'm trying to think I feel like I'm in the pink and orange vibe today. So I'm gonna make myself a coffee. There's a Gale's concession in the Waitrose in Islington. And look at the size of these muffins. Look at how big those are. That's one muffin there. I saw those and I thought, well, I have to get those, and I love Gale's anyway. Maybe I'll go get some ham from the butcher's. Like a good thick ham steak would be really nice in that, wouldn't it? Maybe tomorrow morning I'll take a little stroll to the butcher's. Oishi isn't a massive walking dog. He's never really that interested in it. He sometimes is. If Lawrence and I go out together with him, like in the evening after work, I'll be like, oh, should we take him to the park? And he gets really excited when it's the two of us. But especially when it's just me, like he's a tiny little guy. He's not that fussed. But there's some times where I'm just like, oh, I think you're feeling it, aren't you? And I feel like right now is the moment. He's just been stood here, kind of like staring. So I'm gonna take this small win and take him to the park because, yeah, like I say, he's never interested in going. But right now, I think he'll be up for it. Do you want to go walkies, Oishi? Want to go to the park? Go walkies? I still think he's not 100% convinced. But anyway, I'm going to sign off the vlog here because the rest of today I'm just going to finish off filming some bits, finish editing. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching another vlog. I hope you have a beautiful week. And we'll see you on the next vlog. Bye.